Welcome back to my channel. I always give a shout out to my coaches. My coach, actually, and my coaches. I had many coaches, but two most especially himself. I call him BF and SK. I won't say their full name here on this video, but I would say that this sell I took here was kind of a counter trade and was kind of luck. In what way will I say it was luck? Now, checking my JPY basket, I did a top analysis, just a rough sketch, and I start from 1 month time frame because the higher time frame tells us the story of the market. We look at the higher time frame. Now, lately I was just based on my whole focus on this zone, right? That was when my whole strength on until I decided to look very, very well and I shrink the chart. And what do I see? There was a liquidity sweep here. A what? A buy side liquidity sweep was taken, BSL. And if I notice here, there was a sell side liquidity that was being taken out here. Can you see it yourself, right? Now, if I take this whole zone and I mark this whole zone here, making this what? A breaker block. Can you see it yourself? Making this whole zone a breaker block. Now, if you look at it very, very well, right? If you look at it very well, this candle here closed with what? A wick, signaling to us what? Liquidity. That's what I was actually looking at because it really got me very, very confused. I cannot see anything here, but there's a retracement here. And what do I have here? I also have a fair value gap here, right? And don't forget the rule: internal range liquidity, external range liquidity, internal range liquidity, external range liquidity. So indirectly, we are in internal range liquidity and we're expecting price to come out and clear this high. Sorry, clear a high that it will create, this one, right? But if you look in very well, we're also in an internal range liquidity around here. Now, what got me concerned was there was also a shift of market structure here, a buy side liquidity shift in that area there, right? And what happened? Price came up and tapped on this whole zone. I'll call it a mitigation block because it's a field swing, so it's a mitigation block. Now there's nothing inside here, right? Except this whole area here, this whole other block. Oh, there's no really a good trend here. There's a swing point here also, so making this whole thing to be like an order block. This is just on monthly time frame, but also I'm also looking at this area as breaker block, so I'm expecting price to also clear this low. That's what I'm expecting price to do. I don't know. Now if I look inside here, where is price coming from? Price is coming from a breaker block. Now, what are we looking for? External range liquidity. This external range liquidity. Where is price at? Now, if you look at this area here, this is the last swing low that was being violated there, right? Meaning we are expecting more of bearish momentum. This on JPY basket. Now, if I come down to 1 week, on 1 week here, what do I have? I have what? Another block here. That's what got me concerned to redo my top analysis again. I have my what? My other block there. But if I look inside very, very well, I also had a shift of market structure here. I had a shift of market structure there also. And also there was a shift inside here. This one, this whole shift here, a fake mitigation block, a failed swing, and price tapped on that mitigation block that created this other block, right? Now if I put my line here, this is just on 1 week, and 1 week is based on extra expansion and retracement. And what am I expecting for price to do? I think I expect price to come and clear this low as what? Our sell side liquidity. Now, if I look at 1 day, on 1 day, I'm really doing what they call top analysis. Now, this is what got me confused that Friday, but I had to relax my brain and come back again. There was a shift of market structure here on a buy side liquidity here. Sorry. Then, if you look inside here, I like to draw, it makes it easier for me. I have this, I look inside very, very well. Nothing that I like inside. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. Can you see it? Can you see it yourself, right? Now, what do I have here? I have what? A buy side liquidity pool here, and I also have what? A sell side liquidity pool here. So I had to draw it this evening when I did review to know where I was making mistake from. And from my high to my low here, I'm already above 50%. I have this what swing points here. I have this other block here also. Can you see it yourself, right? Which price is reacting to above 50%. There's also what a breaker block. We also have, even without taking this one, even without taking this whole point here, I have what? I have an other block here. You can see what price did. Now I'll come down to my 4 hours. On my 4 hours, that's why I said I was just lucky. Now, on Friday, when I took my sell, I saw this, right? There was what? There was a sweep of liquidity here on 4 hours. I hope I'm not confusing you guys, making it so complicated. It's not complicated. Just put your eyes on the structure, and it was a break of structure. So indirectly, the sell I took on JPY was a counter trade of JPY basket, and there was what a shift of market structure internally here. And what happened? Price tapped on this other block, and that was the reason why we saw this whole thing happen here. I saw this shift here. I was expecting a buy, and what happened? I was on an order block, and normally I got stopped out around here, right? But there was nothing I could see that made sense to me. And when I was checking JPY basket, it was also resting on an order block. But you can see that now it has tapped on the main order block. If price there close is 4 hours below this zone with a body, with a body. I'm expecting price to do this, is my expectation though. Come back into the other block of fair value gap and keep going down. And if that happens, that means JPY basket is going to do the same thing, opposite of what JPY is going to opposite of what JPY basket is doing, come down again and keep going up. But if I have a shift of market structure here, now let me show you why I said I made a mistake. Not a mistake, I'll say I was lucky on Friday. Now going to 1 month here on JPY, GPJPY, you can see what happened. We're expecting more buys, right? And we're seeing that price is coming from internal range liquidity and other block. And we're expecting price to clear out external range liquidity. There was a fair value gap. And don't forget, fair value gap on higher time frame are very, very, very strong in the market. Now, what do I see here? That's where I totally forgot myself. There was what? There was a close of what with a body taking out the high of this previous candle. So we're expecting more of a bullish momentum. Now, looking at this whole signature of 1 month, this was just a liquidity sweep. Market wants to just play with our emotions. This was just a liquidity sweep because this would have been identified as an order block, but it was taken as a liquidity sweep. And below the liquidity sweep, I can see a what? A breaker block, right? Now going back to 1 day, on 1 day, that was where I was having it with markets. There was what? A shift of market structure here as buy side liquidity. When I draw my Fibonacci from this low to this high, right, I wanted price to come down to this level, and that was why I was taking that sell. Sorry, that was mistake. I wanted price to come down to this level, either this level or this other block, and that was how I was counter trading it, following the counter trade of 4 hours. But what am I saying? There is what? There is a breaker block here, and what? The breaker block aligned with what? A fair value gap. And what happened on 1 hour? I was counter trading GPJPY. I was counter trading it to come down to this level here. But you know, markets can do you anyhow. We don't know what market is going to. And what I did was I saw a shift of market structure here on what? On 4 hours, and I expected market to clear this low and also clear this low to come down to this level, around this level, and also this low. But like what I'm seeing now from JPY basket, I'm expecting more buys. So if price get close above this with a body, then I will do my Fibonacci again from the low to the high and get my entry. As for the XY, to be real with you, the pair has been nice, very nice, but I can't really say because of this body closed above this high with a body. with a body. That means we're expecting more buys to go higher. But this is just with it's just like a range, like a box. You can see it yourself, right? So I don't really know. But from if I shrink the chart very, very well, and my Fibonacci from this low to this high, I'll realize that I'm in a discount level. This liquidity 50%. Normal optimal trade entry is to 1.80 to 70%. And inside this area, what do I have? I have what there's a mitigation block here, is a swing failed swing point. Oh, sorry about that. I like to expand, sorry. So I'm expecting buy because this candle is like a range. You see, it did not break this high with a body, it did not break this low with a body. So no direction. I know nothing about it. Now look at this whole thing. This is what a volume fair value gap. That's a drawn liquidity. But I'm expecting price to go up for dollar, to go up and come to this other block, or this fair value gap, right? And what do I have? I'm trying to be very fast. I don't take so much of your time on this analysis. Now, on 1 week time frame, this is what kind of got me actually. That's why I was really worried about the pair. There was a break of structure here. We have what? We have an order block here, right? Which price tapped into, that got everybody very, very confused. Now, for the whole week, that where everybody's expecting on 1 month time frame, we're on the discount level. But if you look at 1 week, everybody's expecting price to come and clear out this low here. That's everybody's expectation is, right? But if you look at 1 month, 1 month is showing us that we're on a bullish momentum, and there's a candle that has like closed above the previous candle as a bullish candle. So we're expecting more of buys. That's what the 1 month chart is telling us. Now, looking at this whole scenario, this is just a full week, and this touch this body and stuff like that. But if you look inside here also, fair value gap, we don't joke with fair value gap on a higher time frame. That's one thing you have to learn how to not joke with fair value gap on a higher time frame. So on 1 week time frame, we're expecting price to come and clear out this low, right? But on 1 month is telling us that price wants to buy. So we don't know until this Monday passes by, or some people trade on Monday though. Then if you look at it very, very well, right? I have what? I have a buy side liquidity here. I have a buy side liquidity for 1 month, and I fall down here in an order block on 1 day, sorry, 1 day OB, 1 day OB, right? 1 day OB. Now, if you look inside very well, for me, I would have hit stop loss a lot of times, though. I have a 1 day OB here, and if I look inside, there's also a break of structure here. Sell side liquidity. And what do I have here? This is not a rejection block. This is a full week, right? I have an order block here. I can't see anything inside here. Nothing. So I'll just call this a full range. I'm just resting on two direction. This OB, this other block here. I'm resting in this other block. So all this to me is just like a range, market making noise. But if I look at on 4 hours, I had a shift of market structure here. I think 4 hours kind of gives me a lot of peace of mind. And what do I have? Other block here. And what happened again? Price still gave us another shift of market structure again. Still played our emotions around here. Came up and still went for the other block that was unmitigated again. And price did what again? Give another shift again. So based on monthly time frame, we should be expecting more buys, right? Let me see what weekly, daily, 1 hour is doing. We should be expecting more buys, but on daily chart, we are on other block, one other block. Like indirectly, we're in a box, like we're in a range. So we need to know whether price wants to break out from here, or price wants to do this, which I'm expecting. We are expecting price to buy more, or price wants to do this and keep on selling. That's the reason why DXY is not really sitting well with me. It's kind of confusing, except you want to come down to 4 hours time frame, which is telling us to sell here, right? More sales, but we're resting on another block too that has been just got mitigated on 1 day. So my focus is just on JPY pair because of JPY basket. And if that 4 hours do close below, I'll be looking for more buys on JPY. I hope you gain some value for your time, and don't forget to subscribe. Still, ciao. And don't forget to subscribe, and a big shout out to my coach. Bye.